All right, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, December 9th. Today's food pickup day. So if you have already told me you're coming, that's great. So I'll have everything ready. Let's go ahead and share screen and get started. Today we're going to keep going. Sorry, let me get past this. Today we're going to keep going with pizza and sandwiches. This section, let me get this stuff going. Okay, there we go. We left yesterday with the grilled cheese sandwich, which I thought was an amazing video, and the quantity of cheese these guys go through. They have 4 sandwiches that they make, and they go through, like they said, 4,000 to 6,000 pounds of cheese. It blows my mind. Okay, so this next one is called a panini. It compresses the sandwich in a panini press. It warms the ingredients and does not add additional fat. This is the ultimate reason why there's just sandwiches in Italy, because this is how Italians eat. And I'll tell you how they eat during the day. So you have breakfast, which might be an egg, mainly coffee, maybe some piece of bread. Then you walk everywhere. Like, a lot of people don't drive. So at all these little bus stops, train stations, all these depots and stuff, they have espresso that you stand, you don't sit, and they have sandwiches. Like, they'll have this. These are paninis. And it's what they're famous for. And Florence is one of the biggest cities in Italy, like popular wise, as far as tourists go. But we're going to start watching this so you guys can see what these sandwiches are all about. Oh, hold on. We got no sound. Let's see what's going on here.
We're outside Osteria L'Antico Vinaio in the heart of Florence. Ask anyone here, local or tourist, they will tell you that if you haven't been to Antico Vinaio, you really haven't been to Florence at all. Why? Because this place makes the most epic sandwiches. They're in the top 10 of the most reviewed restaurants on TripAdvisor. So we're gonna go inside to see how they made their sandwiches. Let's go. L'Antico Vinaio is just minutes away from Florence's Piazza della Signoria, the famous piazza where this guy, Michelangelo's David, used to stand fiercely until it was replaced by a replica. Unlike its neighboring statue though, Antico Vinaio hasn't been moved to a museum yet. Let's hear what customers have to say about the shop.
L'Antico Vinaio, è famosa in tutta Italia. E non si può non venire all'Antico Vinaio se viene a Firenze.
Non hai visto Firenze, no? Ti manca sempre quel pizzico di cultura culinaria a sto giro.
I'm here to study abroad, so I came from New York to come here, and this is actually on our way to class.
I've never been to a restaurant like that before. They prepare the meal in front of you, so it was pretty interesting. The sandwich itself is very good. The mozzarella is fresh, everything's tasty, very tasty.
Very big and juicy.
Yeah, it's huge.
Nice, very nice.
Cosa ti piace di più di questo buoni?
Beh, basta vedere.
L'Antico Vinaio nasce precisamente nei primi anni 60 perché è un locale molto storico e nasceva della famiglia Posani. Poi a fine anni 80 i miei genitori l'hanno acquistato e si parla praticamente degli anni 89 più precisamente. E la cosa bella è che poi nei primi anni 2000 sono entrato anch'io a lavorare qua molto piccolino ed è nato questo connubio tra me e i miei genitori che hanno portato a oggi a essere questi locali un po' sulla bocca di tutti e per noi questo è un onore.
L'Antico Vinaio was born as a single shop, this one, but it has then expanded and opened 3 more shops on the same street and employs more than 50 people. On a busy day, they can serve up to 700 customers. Sandwiches are done with a local bread called schiacciata, which is heated up in the kitchen and brought promptly to the counters, ready to be sliced.
La schiacciata innanzitutto è un prodotto proprio tipico nostro fiorentino che è totalmente differente dalla focaccia, comunque il pane nostro se si può dire, un tipo di pane salato chiaramente, a differenza del nostro pane che è senza sale ed è tipico anche per quello, con sale grosso, olio, lievito e acqua. La cosa molto bella di questa schiacciata è che siamo riusciti a tirare fuori un prodotto che negli anni, tra virgolette, era una cosa un po' scontata, perché io quando ero piccolino per me era normale andare all'alimentare a mangiare la schiacciata col prosciutto, mi ci portava mio nonno. E ora siamo riusciti a rendere, tra virgolette, siamo stati un po' pionieri di questo prodotto e ora è diventato proprio una cosa da assaggiare appena si viene a Firenze. E per noi questa è una soddisfazione immensa perché siamo stati un po' i primi promotori della schiacciata.
The magic of this place is all about the fillings. The shop has endless selection of cold cuts, cheese and homemade creams like the truffle cream and the artichoke cream. Customers can choose from the schiacciate on the menu, or they can get creative and fill theirs with anything they want. You know that feeling when you're still deciding what to order and suddenly it's your turn? We got you covered. For a great combo of flavors and Tuscan products, order the Favolosa, the all-time favorite and bestseller.
È stata la prima schiacciata a essere inserita innanzitutto nel nostro menù, quando io ero molto piccolo e lavoravo da pochissimo qui insieme a mio babbo. Ed è nata, tra virgolette, un po' per gioco, se si può dire, perché era la schiacciata tipica di un cliente che prendeva sempre. Un giorno, non si sa per quale motivo, gli dette un morso e disse «è favolosa», e lo disse in una maniera così bella che da quel giorno abbiamo deciso di chiamarla in quella maniera. Ed è la schiacciata più tipica nostra, che è con la sbriciolona, il salume proprio tipico fiorentino, la crema di pecorino fatta da mio babbo, la cremina di carciofi e le melanzanine leggermente piccanti. Ed è una schiacciata che in questi anni ci ha dato tantissime soddisfazioni perché addirittura è stata citata da Saveur Magazine tra i panini migliori al mondo.
We spoke to people that have basically just like put my expectations this high. So I'm really curious to see how this taste is like. Let's dig in. Okay, actually hard to dig in. This cheese cream is just like, this cheese cream is from another world. Never had anything like that. It tastes better than the actual cheese. It's not salty at all. I mean, you may expect with all this stuff in, meat, cheese, artichokes, and there is like a random horse passing by. Of course. Yeah, I mean, we're in the center of Florence, so there is a bunch of touristic stuff. But that's the nice thing of this place, you know. It's close to schools, so a lot of students come in here, and it's like in the heart of the tourist centers. Of course, there's lots of tourists, but there's so many locals as well that just don't want to miss out on the party. The combination of like flavors, it's really something unique. You can't find it anywhere else here. It's not like your boring ham and cheese, forget about that. This is what a real sandwich looks like.
Noi non abbiamo mai contato le persone, ma prima o poi lo farò perché è una cosa che prima o poi ci farebbe piacere. Ti fa un esempio banalissimo: abbiamo fatto un Nutella Day per beneficenza e si sono attestate 1065 persone, quindi è stata una cosa bellissima. Diciamo che la media può svariare tra le 300-400 alle 600-700 persone in grossa maniera, non abbiamo mai avuto un numero preciso. Però quando cominci a fare dai 20-30 kg di sbriciolona tutte le settimane è un bell'andare, sinceramente, cioè, sono tanti salami e il lavoro è tanto, e ringraziando Dio ci ha fatto sì che abbiamo 50 e passa ragazzi a lavorare, quindi da una piccola azienda siamo già diventati leggermente più grandi. Stiamo assumendo ancora tanto perché abbiamo visto che comunque sia il lavoro è tanto. E chissà mai dire mai, in un futuro ci stanno chiedendo in tantissimi di aprire da tutte le parti del mondo, quindi un domani chissà.
All right. So that was a delicious looking sandwich. the panini is basically, they could take this, a lot of places will have these pre-pressed, but these ones weren't pressed, as you could see throughout the video. If you wanted it pressed, most of these places have a press where you could just say, can you do a panini? Can you panini it? And they'll toast it. But that's why the breads and stuff are made like that. But you see how simple those are, but it's just like the really good toppings and ingredients they put inside of those things. And you don't want some biggest size. I mean, this has got a lot of meat in it, but typically some of the paninis, they don't put so much stuff inside of it because by the time the stuff in the middle gets hot, everything on the outside is going to be way too overcooked. So, but those are really good looking sandwiches. And I guarantee they probably charge like $15 for one of these sandwiches. Guaranteed, hands down. But did you see the baker bringing the bread over? The guy bringing the bread in the middle of the video? That bakery was across the street. And Italy's got a little different rules from America. That stuff you saw sitting there, that wasn't a refrigerator. They just leave stuff out. If something's cured, they just let it sit, okay? Some of those ingredients, like the spreads, might have been in a refrigerator, but a lot of times when you go to a butcher or deli in Italy, the meat's, like the raw meat's sitting there, but if you have like a salami, a ham, stuff like that, they're just hanging in the room. They don't have some giant refrigerator to keep everything. But that's a panini. It's one of my favorite sandwiches. All right. Let's go. Both at the same time. One of these days I will figure out how to use. Okay, here we go. All right, so the next one are hot sandwiches. Of hot sandwiches are deep fried sandwiches. So this is dipping a sandwich in egg batter, deep fry sandwich, or cook it on the flat griddle if you want less fat and less greasiness. One of the most famous ones is the Monte Cristo, which could be turkey or chicken breast, ham, and Swiss cheese. I did include another video in here, which is stuffed French toast, because it's basically the same thing. So here, we're gonna watch this one first. This is, these are delicious sandwiches too. This is the Monte Cristo. So Monte Cristos, and there's tons of these different types of grilled sandwiches. A lot of times they deep fry these. So if you go to like most restaurants, what they'll do is they'll make that sandwich and then they'll put some toothpicks in it to hold it together. And then they'll put the whole thing in batter and then just put it right in the fryer. And you wouldn't think it, but if you fry just eggs, like kind of like a batter without the flour, it just kind of swells up. It turns out pretty nice. Greasiness wise, it's kind of a mess. But also what you want to do is make these things a little time ahead and put them in the fridge because you want them pretty much cold. What a lot of places might do too is make these, go ahead and put them in the egg batter and then freeze them, or I don't know if that even work, but they at least restaurant style, they'll make these ahead of time and let them stay in the fridge so they're nice and firm, and then they egg batter and put right in the fryer. But I would just do it in a pan if you want to try it. These are stuffed French toast. I want you guys to see these. If you've never had French toast, it's a whole new ball game of French toast. gotta say, that's probably like the most inventive. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's almost, I think it's like a s'mores one. But that's a sandwich. Do you see what I'm talking about? S'mores French toast. That is ridiculous. Oh, nice. This is one of my favorites, how they do this. This is awesome. That looks amazing. I think chocolate loaf French toast. Oh, wow. You guys keep seeing it's the same process that they're doing in these things. Sorry, I was radio silent for a minute because it's just amazing that people have come up with these, and I'm sure they're delicious. Like that looks really, really good. But these are simple things you could do at your house, and French toast is not hard. Like what they're doing on here is like the American style French toast. The way they did the big chocolate loaf, that's how they do it in France. Like they'll take day old bread and make French toast with it. But you see how easy some of these things are. A lot of this stuff could be stuff you just pull out of your fridge. But the technique they're doing is pretty standard. So eggs, you're making an egg wash. When you're doing sweet, you put in some sugar, vanilla, cinnamon, even maple syrup. I put maple syrup in mine in the actual batter to give so you get that maple flavor. Only if it's real maple syrup. If you're using this like Aunt Jemima or something like that, don't worry about it because that's not even maple syrup. That's just like flavored corn syrup. So it's not going to have that flavor. But you just want to make your batter and basically take your bread, soak it, and then cook it all the way through. Some of these, and you don't want to do this on really high heat because you're going to burn your bread before. Oh, this one's going to be interesting. You're going to burn the bread before the inside's done. So you want to cook these on a lower heat because the middle of these things take a while to get hot. But at that same time, you don't want your bread to get scorched. Oh, this is interesting. Look at this. So the pizza sauce with the egg. Oh, and they're going to cook it like that too. So that is what you're seeing here is actually a cooking surface. That's a ceramic pan. Let's see how it turns out. Wow. Oh, that's a mic drop there. Wow. That's pretty sweet. But all these look good to me. You know what I mean? Like they've taken French toast to a whole new level. Like that looks absolutely delicious. So it's sandwich. That's the beauty of sandwiches. Like you can get everything from the street sandwiches like you saw in Florence to something like this, just stuffed grilled cheese or stuffed French toast. I've done stuffed French toast before where we did a basic one where we made French toast, then we stuffed it with like sweet mascarpone cheese. So it was almost like a cream-filled French toast. But these are taking it to a whole new level. So I just want you guys to see these. So we would, grilled sandwiches, fried sandwiches. We're going to keep going with sandwiches because everywhere you go in the world, there's some sort of sandwich. And I want you guys to see all these things. So we'll have 4 questions on there for you. And I will see you tomorrow. Wow.